Good morning, my friends. How are you today? I hope you are having a great day and are ready to jump into this project with me. I'm going to be working on my Woodland Notes Journal that is coming along quite nicely now. It kind of come through that phase where I thought I'm not making a heck of a lot of progress in this, and I'm now at the stage where I think, oh, this isn't too far off being done. So today I want to work on a kind of a multi-piece that's going to be a belly band, a pocket, and maybe I might work in something else as well. I'm not quite sure. I haven't got a firm plan apart from what I just told you. So first off, this is what we're working with. It's a little brown envelope. It's pretty brand new. It's just got a little pencil mark there, which I do believe, actually it's a pen mark, is my mother's. It's got a bee on it, so it would have been given to me at Christmas with, you know, a little voucher or money or something inside. No surprises left in there. What a shame. Obviously I've already taken it out and used it. But so I want it on the page like this. It's going to be loaded in this way, so I'm bearing in mind what page I'm putting it on. And I thought I want this to be glued down onto the page, so how about we just cover it with something pretty that's not quite tall enough. Do we want to do it this way instead? So I'm going to trim it to the right height, I think, to start with. So I do apologize in advance if this is a bit messy as I work out how I'm going about things, but you know, it's real life in the craft room. It's just as it comes to me, as I kind of work out how it's gonna go. It's gonna tuck in there just to, you know, decorate that flap a bit. I think that's pretty good. So I will trim it afterwards. Do I want glue stick? Maybe glue stick might give me a little bit more maneuverability. So I don't know where I want to glue up to, so we can poke the nozzle of our tacky glue in if we don't get it far enough, as long as the bit inside the envelope is secure so it doesn't create any issues. So just going to kind of, and if I forgot to tell you, which I did because I know I haven't told you, the Woodland Notes Journal is made with two kits from RachandBella Crafts. It's a combination of Woodland Wanderings and forest threads. So they will be linked in the description box below if you'd like to go and check out the kits. They coordinate beautifully together, but also could be used separately. Very nature themed autumn if you want to go down the autumn route, or fall. But also I feel not solely restricted to that season. And I'm trying to use more of the greens rather than the browns, just to kind of not leave it feeling ultra autumnish, because we're in spring here in New Zealand. We are as far from autumn as you can pretty much get. I guess winter is, well, that's close to the previous autumn, isn't it? But I guess winter in one sense is as far as you can get from the next autumn. And I'm just talking nonsense, don't mind me. Okay, so that is that. I do want ink around it, I think. And if I break it into stages, then we won't get bored with inking. That's my theory. And straight away, that's made a huge difference, and just, that's pretty. It's very pretty. So in here will be a journal card of some description. I haven't got kind of plans on that yet. Now we've got these little flappy bits here. I'm not actually sure what to do with those. We could leave them brown. like there's no harm in leaving them brown, and maybe I just want to ink them, so I might just do it this way. Just so they've got a little something going on. Okay, so just a little subtle detail, and then of course on the outside there as well, a little easier to do. Okay, so working in stages as I kind of work what I want to do. Now this is the ceiling flap. It's, you know, it's still got the sticky stuff there because it hasn't been sealed. I'm thinking about having something not plain, decorative. Maybe we use a bit of this same paper. Like that, that attaches and flips up so that we have writing space, writing space. Now that's fine, love that, beautiful, but the white against the brown, a little bit jarring, I find. So if we covered it with that, that would give writing space and give some interest as well. So let's do that. So I think I'm just going to back this whole piece. It will need trimming down, but we'll just do the whole thing for a start and worry about trimming it up when we get to that stage. These papers are just really enjoyable to work with. I love nature themed things. I love, you know, anything to do with nature. Love, love, love animals, of course, and there are some sweet animals in this kit, in the fussy cuts and on the pages. But I also like foliage, flowers, you know, anything like that. Just really find them very, very beautiful and appealing. Just trying to get this on kind of straight, which is not straight at all, but oh well. It's as crooked as a dog's hind leg, as the saying goes. But that's all right. We're going to be trimming up anyway. So, I think I need to trim this edge straight first. So I'm going to do that with my guillotine. Hopefully there's no issues because that glue is still wet as. Oh, the neighbour's doing some building or something. I can hear tap, tap, tap. Right, so we've got a straight edge now. And I'm going to trim this edge straight as well. Okay, now how are we going for size? Let's do a wee test. So I need to take just a little smidge off the top here. So I'm using the line at the bottom to keep everything straight now, although I need to line up on my mark as well. I think that's looking pretty straight. Right, and now the width. It wouldn't matter if it did extend a little bit out, but I don't think I want it to. So I'm going to bring it in slightly. And thinking maybe I'll add a tab or something on that edge just to indicate that it lifts up. Let's do it this way round so I'm working with my straight edges. And I can see my mark a little easier. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. I love that. And I actually really enjoy the brown as well. So I'm going to ink around that flap. Actually, maybe it might be easier if I do this. Might just be a little bit quicker in the process. Okay, and this edge as well. Totally optional to ink, but I am inking in this journal, and I think the vintage photo goes well with the whole nature vibe because brown is a natural colour. Right, do I want to round those inside corners? No, but I do want to round these ones. I've got a little corner rounder. Now which way round am I going? So I'm rounding that one that Lisa sent me, and I seem to have mislaid it. I have no idea where it's hiding. I'm sure it's not far away. I just, yeah, it's just missing in action. So yeah, it's just got me beat. Like, where has it gone? Who knows? Yes, I like that. Let's ink around that. Won't need to do this edge because it will be glued under the flap. So I imagine the next time you see the Woodland Notes Journal after this video, however much we get done today, will be the finished flip through, because I'm on a mission. Oops, and I went ahead and did that edge after I said I didn't need to. What a dingbat, because I'm talking and not concentrating. Do need to do the underside though. Underside will show. Yeah, on a mission to get it done and get my shrooms journal done, which needs a lot more doing to it, so you'll see a bit more of that one. So I can get on to Christmas, because we are belting down the highway towards Christmas. Can't you feel it? It's reached that stage where it's just all downhill run until the big day. Alright, so that's going to go on there. So I think I'll put the glue on the flap so I don't get it where I don't want it. The glue, that is. Doesn't the white show up well on the brown envelope? You can actually see where I'm gluing. Probably makes a change. Right, so trick to get it nice and snug in there and centered. Like so. So we have a nice little flap that has writing space here and here. Oh, come on, get it on. Right, so now I want to ink the rest of the envelope. This is actually turning into a relatively simple project. I thought it would take me a whole video, but I don't believe it's going to, although if we make the ephemera for it, tags or journal cards or whatever, I'm not even sure yet, then that probably will take up the rest of the video. But we're going well so far. I love that. So I think a little tab down here would be quite nice. Now I could make it in the same paper and kind of make it somewhat seamless. Is that wide enough? Let's just have a wee look. Doesn't always have to be a different colour, does it? Do we want to do that now that I've lined it up? Do we want to use the end with the flower? And it's a bit darker. Okay, we're doing it. I think I'll put the flower on the underside so it brings some of that floral through to the inside under the flap. I think would be nice. Just a quick little run around with the ink just to hide any white that might be peeping around if I didn't fold it properly. Seems to be pretty good, but you never know. You get it on there and go, oh, I should have inked because I can see white. It's like, well, just do it anyway. Only takes a moment. Right, so this one's going to go on top. And I'm putting it down the bottom just because that's where I'm choosing to pop it. And then glue the other half. So we've got a fun little tab. Now, I just better check that that's going to work on the page, that it's not running into the spine. I'm going to remove that now. I had intended something else for this page, and then decided no, I want to do this. Yeah, that's fine. So it's not too close to the spine. So that's going to flip out for writing. I'm going to have a journal card in here, and I'm going to attach it to the page, which I think I'll do now because I think it's ready to go on, as a belly band. So yes, I am covering a writing paper, but you can write above and below. Maybe if I put it right to the side, would that look a bit weird? You could write down the side if one wanted to. No, I think I prefer it centered, or maybe a little bit off to the side to give this a bit more room. So about there. And there's going to be the journal card and the flip out writing space and whatever we put behind the belly band. So I think we'll be fine for writing space. Okay, so a bit closer to there and straightish. Right. Give that a good press for a moment. Make sure it sticks. So there's how you can dress up just an ordinary small envelope, whatever colour, whatever. Yeah, so this is basically more than what we've covered in terms of writing space. So we're not going to be short on writing space at all. We're actually adding more writing space. Okay, so we need something for the pocket here. I did make a masterboard. Do I have any of it left? I do. I have one piece left. Is it the right size? Sorry for my squeaky chair. It's not really the right size, so that can be used somewhere else. I think I'll grab, what will I grab? Maybe just a plain book. Oh, upside down. I just want, doesn't matter, I just want a plain texty page. That's fine, it's just got one tree on it. So that will be fine. So it's just going to be a base. That's all we're looking at for this. So about there. A bit wibbly wobbly trying to cut it on top of the journal. Right, so that's going to go in there. And let's go about there. Should be good. I'm all about the about theirs. I don't know if you've noticed. It's like measure it up and it's like about there. And I very rarely actually cut on the line that I've made. So that's going to be lovely in there. I'm thinking also about putting using this to make another tab and having a tab out that side. I really like that idea, so I'm going to go ahead and punch it now, so hopefully I won't forget. So making good use of the scraps, so that can be attached on there once we've dealt with this. Okay. So writing paper on the back. That's all we need on the back. So I've got this bit of coffee dyed lined paper, which I've been using a bit through this journal. Might actually go the other side. Do I really want the red line? Probably not. So I'll make sure I bring it in a little bit. Use the lines on the paper to hopefully get it straight. Right, let's glue it on. So I'm using 2 glue method for this. Zoomy zoom with the glue. Swirly whirl. And line it up on the blue line. And avoiding the red line that's on the other side. Sometimes I leave the red line in. It can be a really nice feature. But I don't want everything to have the red line on it. So just being careful to avoid it on this. But it doesn't matter either way. Really doesn't. Okay, I think, is this going to fit? Or maybe just. And actually, can I line it up on? Yeah, pretty good actually, even though I couldn't see. Just a slight sliver of the base. So it's going to end up slightly, ever so slightly smaller, which is fine. Particularly because we're going to put a tab on it. So it won't get lost in the pocket. End, I think. Now, for covering this, do I want to just cover it? Or do I want to collage it? Oh, I've got a few bubbles here. Let's get those out. Normally I would do that before I trim it, but I just got carried away, didn't I? Got down to business. I'm thinking collage might be fun. Shall we do a bit of collage, my friends? She says, knowing that they can't respond and say, no, don't collage. We don't want to see collage. I know you don't mind, or most of you anyway. There might be some who don't enjoy collage, and that's fine. It's, you know, like everything. We don't have to be into absolute everything. If you don't like collage, that's fine. I love it. It's good fun. Okay. I'm a little bit froggy this morning too. I have to say, under a little bit of pressure. I'm going out this afternoon and I'm kind of in two minds of cancelling, but knowing that it's probably really good for me. And I would have liked to have been recording videos from first thing this morning, but it took me until 10 o'clock to get going on recording. And it's just been slow, and it's just added to the pressure. And I think I'm just a bit stuck, and like I've got these things to do, which is making me procrastinate and not do things. We're weird creatures, us humans. Like, it's so counterproductive, isn't it? It's just weird. Like when you're at your busiest, you kind of suddenly go the slowest. And I did do a lot of work yesterday. Excuse me, I need a drink. Sorry for the throat clearing as well. So I got a lot of work done yesterday. Really happy with what I achieved yesterday. But it's like I've hit a wall today. And maybe it's simply because I did too much yesterday. Like I was going flat out. I even got some housework done. Like, oh my gosh, absolutely crazy woman doing housework. But, you know, that has to be done as well, doesn't it? As boring as that is, it's kind of necessary. And part of the reason why I thought I couldn't delay doing housework is because our old car has been sitting on the back lawn since we got our new car back in or even actually before we got our new car. Got our new car in January, but we'd stopped using the old car because it failed its warrant. So it was a wee while before that we stopped using it. And its registration's been on hold, and it's just been sitting with grass, long grass growing up around it. And wanting to sell it, but knowing we won't get much for it because it's not warranted. And it's, you know, without a warrant, we can't re-register it. And so we've got someone coming tonight who's interested in it. And it's a workmate of my hubby's. And they just want it for running around a paddock, you know, for being hoons, basically. But in a safe way on their girl's farm, her family farm. So they don't need it to be roadworthy. They don't need it to be flash. I mean, it's a jolly good car. It really is a good car. But it was just going to not make sense for us to repair it because it's still going to be costly to run when we do a lot of Ks with hubby travelling to work every day. We rack up the miles. No, I don't want that one. Oh, we might have to break into a new sheet. How's that? What do we want? So yeah, so her and her partner are coming to have a look at the car tonight, and I don't know if they're going to come inside or not, but you know, in case they do, I'd like the place to be semi-presentable because, you know, this is a person my hubby works with. Oh, I love that brick. Do we want a bit of brick? Shall we do it? I kind of don't want to use it because I love it, but that's ridiculous. It's a printable. I'm just going to take a random portion here. Yeah, just nuts. Just use it, woman. Print it out again if you love it. And then use it again. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I think I would. I'm not house proud at all, but I would like the house to be somewhat presentable. And when I say somewhat presentable, I mean like bare minimum. It's kind of okay-ish, not really, but it will do kind of stage. I really do hate housework. It's just an inconvenience. And it's not fun. And putting my hand in dishwater and stuff like that makes my hands gross and dry and yucky, and I hate the feeling. Hubby does too. And we've got a dishwasher. It's just, you know, washing the pots and the larger stuff that don't go in the dishwasher, or the stuff that's not dishwasher safe. So it's like, yeah. So I did a bit of housework and rushed around like a mad woman, because it's like I haven't got much time to be doing this, but I need to do it, and I need to do more today, you know, before they are due to come. And I'm out all afternoon, so just these things are mounting up. Now, what do I want to put in this gap? I might have to break into something else. How about we just do this one that was on top rather than overthink things. Very imperfectly torn. Yeah, so I think today I'm just a bit kind of flat and stressy. Although I don't consciously feel stressed, like I feel quite relaxed. But I know there's things weighing on my mind, there's time pressures, and I'm going like, how am I going to get everything done? And I don't actually know, to be honest. I don't know. And most of it's of my own making. Like, I fully admit that and acknowledge that. Most of the issues are my own making, if not all of them, because I can't help myself. I just want to do all the things. And even this meeting today, I don't have to go. Like, I actually wasn't even invited by the organisers. But they don't even know I exist. They don't know I'm part of the food bank. So, you know, I didn't get invited because they don't know I'm part of it now. And so the people I'm going with asked if it was all right for me to go, and as I expected, yes, it's fine, because I'm in the food bank and it's a meeting all to do with food rescue and how the environment is looking at the moment in terms of need and supply. So I think it will be really interesting, and it's I'm not sure if it's Canterbury wide or just North Canterbury, or how big a region is involved in this meeting. Really don't know, and how many organisations are involved, I don't know. So it will be interesting, but it's like I could bow out without any problem, and my partner at the food bank, she's going, so she could just feed back to me. But I kind of want to be there firsthand, you know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Right, I'm going to try punching this. It is wet as, well, parts of it are wetter than others. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm kind of wavering backwards and forwards between letting them know I'm not going to go and just suck it up and do it, and everything will be fine. So the jury is out. Have to leave at 1 p.m. if I do go. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I have no ideas. Right now, 1 minute I'm saying to myself, I'm just gonna apologize and say no, not today. And then I'm, 2 minutes later I'm like, oh look, it's only a couple of hours plus an hour of travel, half an hour each way. It's not that long. You can do that. You've still got time to work once you get home. And then next minute I'm going, but there'll be chatter before and after, especially after. You won't be able to get away straight away. There'll be all the conversation and the breakdown and the discussion over what's gone on and what you've heard or what you've learnt, whatever. So it's like, might not get, got a little overhang there. Might not get back till 5 o'clock instead of 3:30. And then hubby will be home at 5:30, and then the people coming to look at the car will be here at 6:30. And I'm not helping myself, guys. As I'm telling you about it, I'm still so ambivalent. I just cannot make up my mind. I was feeling a bit sick this morning too, actually. After breakfast, I was sitting here going, oh, I do not feel well. Maybe I'll have to cancel because I don't feel well. But that passed, which is a good thing. I'm glad it passed, that feeling of being bit gross and sicky. It passed, but I can't use that as a reason to not go because it's no longer affecting me. Whatever was going on, I have no idea. Maybe it was just too much milk in my coffee or something. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, my friends. Whoops, I did not fold that properly, so good thing I'm inking. Just being far too casual here. But it is a good day. Right, which side? I think I want it this way because then the ferns and flowers are the right way up. Let's glue this on. So I did a lot of filming yesterday and I feel like I've already told you everything that's going on, apart from like the meeting and how I'm feeling about that today. Yeah, I feel like I haven't got anything really new to tell you. I must go out and take a photo of the car too. Hubby's taken photos. But if it does go tonight, I mean, I don't even know if they decide they want it. It might not go tonight. They might come back with a car trailer or something. It is drivable. It does go. Just legally shouldn't be on the road is the thing. So they might come back with a car trailer or something instead. I don't know, but I do want a photo of it, a nice photo, before it goes, because it's been a big part of our lives, our old Ford Fairmont. I could tell you the story of that, actually, of that car. Where the Ford Fairmont, the one, Fairmont, yes, Fairmont, is our second car that we bought together. Right, just checking that it fits in there. Yes, it fits nicely, you know, double checking. I want to decorate it. So our first car that we bought together was a Nissan Maxima. And we both loved that car. We took it all on our honeymoon, travelling around. It was a beautiful car. Really, really lovely car. And at work one morning with a truck delivery, the truck backed into our car. And because of the age of it and the damage that he did, it was actually written off. And it was so sad. So sad. It really was sad. It was heartbreaking. And we had to get another car. So we got the Ford Fairmont. And it wasn't as, I mean, it's a great car. Don't get me wrong. It's a great car and we've loved it, but it just wasn't the Maxima. And I've always wanted another Maxima because it's just a dream to drive. Beautiful. But both the Maxima and the Ford are gas guzzlers in terms of, you know, they're luxury cars, they're touring cars, ones that are great for long trips. 3-litre engines, so they, the Maxima was a V6 and the Ford is a straight 6, if you know anything about cars. That's just the configuration of the insides, whether it's in a V shape or a straight row, essentially. So they're not that great on fuel consumption. And with fuel prices the way they are, now that I've inked that, I'm not sure that I want to use that there. I'm not concentrating on what I'm doing, guys. Can you tell? And we got the Ford Fairmont, and 3 weeks, I believe it was 3 weeks. Hubby reckons it's 3 months, but I think it was 3 weeks. After we got the Fairmont, we were heading home from a work do in Christchurch. It was a Christmas, I think it was end of year, Christmas work do, or was it mid-year? Might have been mid-year. We were heading home and coming over one of the bridges, and there's a little rest stop down to the left of the road, and there was a group of vehicles coming up, and the first two got out well ahead of us and were fine, and the third one decided it was going to come out regardless, and he booted it and ended up doing a full 360 and coming back and hitting us right smack dead center between the driver and passenger doors, right on the pillar. 3 weeks, even if it was 3 months, like really soon after we got the car. And it was awful, and it was like 1 a.m, really late at night, and they were drunk, which is how it happened in the first place, because they had been drinking and hooning around the river. So yeah, we had a period without the car while it got fixed. It wasn't written off, this one. And then it's been great ever since, but now it needed too much work doing. So we've got our new car, which we got in January, which is a Spade, Toyota Spade, which we absolutely wholeheartedly love. It's so affordable to run compared to our previous two cars. Like, it's only a 1.2 litre engine, so it's like half the fuel consumption basically. I mean, give or take, just round figures. Hubby would be able to tell you all the exact figures, but yeah, and it's comfortable. We haven't taken it on a long trip, so we haven't tested it on a long trip, but yeah, I think I like this bird better on this. The other piece is lovely. I just felt it was a bit lost, kind of blended too much. Yeah, so that's the history of our cars, the ups and the downs. We certainly feel like we've had, you know, a few downs. Oh, such is life. Yeah, so we absolutely love our current car, and it's great for mobility. It's higher than both the previous cars, so it's easy to get in and out of. It's got that sliding electric door for me on the passenger side, which is super fun. The novelty has not worn off. Like, it's now October, almost the end of October, and we got the car in January, and the novelty of the sliding door has not worn off. It's great. It's so much fun. I don't play with it, but it's just like every time you get in and out, you push the button and it slides. We do have to be careful with people though, because they like to try and close the door for me, or open it or things, and they're busy tugging on the handle, and it can be a problem. My stepfather also managed to muck up the door, so I had to turn the door off, do it manually, open it manually, shut it, and turn the door back on, because you can turn the automatic function on and off. Because it got stuck, he was trying to force it when it was in automatic mode, and it just really did not like. Oh, I've got a little corner lifting here. Just the tiniest wee corner. Let's secure that. Yeah, but most people are fine. And, you know, you just say, just let it do its thing. Don't try and make it do it. Sweet little bird. Want something. This is out of Forest Threads, I think. Yes, Forest Threads. I just had to check the label on my box. Not sure, this is not the type of labels I want in there, so we'll go to Woodland Wanderings. Mix and match is the name of the game. So I know there'll be bits in here. Oh, dust. Goodness. It's the trouble, these acrylic type boxes kind of are a bit of magnets, static magnets for lint and dust and things. about this one? Specimen Notes. Yep, I like that there. Okay, I feel like I've done a lot of talking and kind of lost the plot in actually doing anything lately, but hopefully I have actually kept doing, because otherwise that might be a bit boring for you guys. And I don't want to bore you. Right. Anyway, that's the history of the cars that you probably never wanted to know. And then the car I drive to get to the food bank and such like, and if I want to go out anywhere, is a Toyota RAV4, which actually belongs to my mum and stepfather. And we've basically got it, so it's still in their name, and they pay for maintenance. We just do things like the warrant and the registration. We pay for that, and the fuel, obviously, and oil and that sort of stuff. But if there's any repairs to do, they pay for the repairs, which is awesome. And we've basically got it till it dies, or we don't want it anymore, and they don't want it back, so that's going to be an issue if we don't want it anymore. But at the moment I need it, because otherwise I can't do food bank. So all we've got to do is I think probably a tag in behind. Do we have time to do that? Right, so I need something quite long. So looking about, I'd say 8 inches to start with. We can always trim it down. I'm not sure how wide we've got to work with. Maybe 3.5, 3.75 inches. Let me just write that down because I'm going to forget. So 8 by 3.5 to 3 3/4, somewhere in that vicinity. Okay, just made a wee note. Now, what would I like to use? Oh, squeaky chair. I'm thinking about using this beautiful brown paper, which is getting low. I don't use it a lot because I'm kind of hoarding it, but oh, come on, tear off. Here we go. See, the pad doesn't even want to let it go. Right, so if we do 8 inches that way. Oh, now I've got an idea. Yeah, might do a folding tag, like a double tag, just for something different. So that would make a tag base as well. How wide is this if I fold it in half? It's too wide. So if we went 3.5, 3.5 would be 7. Well, it's not super wide. Let's go 7.5 to start with and test that. Doesn't need to be precise. Test that whether it fits in our belly band. I'm trying to keep an eye on time, guys, so I don't go too far over. Right, I'm going to fold this in half. Because, you know, maximise that writing space. I'll just give that a nice crease, because it is just that little bit thicker, the paper. Right, let's test the fit. It fits lovely, but I'm thinking by the time it's decorated, it's going to take up more room. I might just take a hair off so it feels a little bit more, won't end up problems fitting it in, is what I'm trying to say, that it won't get too tight by the time it's bulked up a little bit. So just, you know, a few millimeters off, just to give it a bit of comfort room. You know, it's like us when we're planning a big meal, you know, or something like that, Christmas Day or something. You know, you wear clothes just so you can expand a little bit after the fact. So you're not really uncomfortable all day because your clothes are stretching. Do you do that? I used to do that. I don't do it anymore because I just can't eat that much. But yeah, that feels just a little bit more comfortable. I am thinking I'm not actually going to go full hog and decorate this. Do I even want to do a tag shape? No. I am going to round all the corners on this. And it's kind of like a folding journal card. And we'll put something on it. We won't leave it completely plain. But I feel like it doesn't need to be full on decorated, like covering all the front. I just don't think it needs it. I will probably ink it, but I'll do that off camera. So we just want to put something pretty on, really. And this one that I've already, see now to me that really shows up and looks at its best. It's not competing. Do I want anything under it or not? Just wondering about a bit of tissue. See, I don't want to take away. Yeah, no, I feel it takes away. What about white? This tissue's got leaves on it. I've used this somewhere else, this bit I put on something somewhere along the line in this journal. No, not making me happy. I think we haven't tried book page or music. Maybe we should try. Ooh, if I can get it out. Come on. Out you come. I actually grabbed this old newspaper. Don't know if that's big enough. Might not be wide enough. Do I want that blank bit? It's kind of fun. It's got the little, what do they call it? The edge that the paper has. It's not straight like paper bags do. It's got a slight edge to it. Oh gosh, I can't even tell you what I'm trying to say. Oh, don't like this little bit poking out. Take that off. Do it sideways? No, don't want to do it sideways. It's just this phone number down the bottom here. It's like, I don't think I want the phone number. It's not a super old. When's it from? I think I've lost the date on the paper. I've already torn it off. So it's no longer got the date. But like it's, I can tell by the phone number that it's like probably 80s or 90s. So it's not super old. Maybe even later. It's not wide enough. It's bugging me. I like the idea, but it's just not wide enough. So try again with a bigger bit. Yeah. Bridal cars for hire. That's fun. Typewriters. New Brother Electronics Daisy Wheel and Olympia manual typewriters available for hire. Well, that dates it. I would say probably late 80s maybe, or early 90s. Oops, get the piece straight. No, after all that, gosh, I do appreciate you putting up with me trying these things and then going, no, I don't like it, because it's just, oh, one more thing. I just found this other scrap of music paper. No, it just takes it away from this loveliness. I'm just wondering whether it needs something dark behind it, whether it's the dark would work better. No, it's just going on as is. Oh goodness, all the things and none of the things worked. It just didn't look right to me. Just made this kind of nothing, rather than it's a pretty piece. It needs to be pretty, not cluttered, I think, with something else. So it's now 2 hours till I have to leave the house if I'm going. Am I going? I don't know. I don't know. Oh dear. How are we going on time? We are basically done. Okay. I just think maybe I'll put a little word or something. I have no idea what this is. Probably makes no sense with the birds, but I actually quite like it right in the middle. But we're going to go with it because it doesn't matter, does it? It just gives a certain look, and the look is more important than whether it makes sense or not. So it's some sort of botanical scientific term. Isoptera or something of that sort. Probably butchered it. But I just think it looks cool. And doesn't take away from our beautiful little birdies here. It just adds a little something. Kind of completes it. Right. Okay, let's pop it away. I will take it back out and ink it, but so you can see it in situ, in place. So a lovely fold out large journal card in the back. We have our decorated envelope with just decoration here, our journal card, and then our flip out writing space there. Like, you couldn't probably put more writing space on a page than what we've just done. It's loaded up, it's not super bulky, it's really quite flat still, and just lovely. I love it. It's awesome. So I will continue working on this journal and be doing a flip through when it's done, which hopefully will be very, very soon. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and the sweet idea. Take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.